Hey, what's going on, everybody? Let me get this link posted up and I will get started shortly. There's a lot to talk about, guys. I've got a lot of information to unload on this YouTube stream tonight. I know it's Friday night and I should be out and you guys should be out, but hey, let's be real, we're all crypto addicts, right? So let me sort of get through this information that I want to talk to y'all about and why exactly, you know, I'm seeing some exhaustion on the bull side. Okay, let's see if I'm going live or not. I don't see it anywhere. All right, here we go. Let's get this posted up. And I'm going to go put this. All right, let's get some people joined in over here. We have our wonderful Cryptosomniac community. If you guys aren't a part of it, please come join, guys. We have a ton of information. I give out a lot of information for free, but a lot of it is actually for our Advantage members who like to actually discuss exactly what's happening in the markets, maybe get some exposure in terms of trades. Again, none of this is financial advice, but I like to do as good of a job as I can to be able to ensure that people in my community know exactly what's going on in the market and they don't listen to these so-called TA traders. You know, some of these people have just kind of come out of the woodwork, guys, and really just taken this crypto space to a whole, shitty level of putting out garbage material and duping people into, paying them for quote unquote technical analysis that really isn't technical analysis, right? So let me sort of break down exactly what I'm here to do and what I'm here to show y'all. Give me a thumbs up if you're seeing this right now, and if you see our video. Let's see what's going on here. I do see it. I don't quite see anyone else seeing the video, however. Let's see. Wonder if it's just stuck or what's going on. Does everyone see it? Please give me a thumbs up if you guys see the video. Got some complaints that y'all aren't able to see the video, so I just want to make sure that everyone's able to see it. Okay. Alright, folks, I'm gonna get started. So let's start off with this, right? This is exactly the chart that I give out to my community all the time. Why do we look at this? Because we want to know exactly how BTC is moving in relation to some of its more comparative alts that have a pretty decent market cap, right? Because these have some of the highest liquidity in the market. Ethereum is right there, that's the green. Yellow is LTC and pink is BCH, okay? So if you're looking at this chart right now, it's pretty simple, right? We know that BCH has climbed compared to BTC at a higher percent, okay, over the last, say, couple of hours, maybe even the last 12 to 24 hours, okay? Because remember, this is a 5-minute chart, but it's also picking up, from the last couple of days, right? But say for this run right here, from here to here, that's about, a couple percent move. But from here to here for BCH, that's about a 5.5–6% move, okay? So in relation to BTC, Ethereum is outperforming BTC, LTC is outperforming Ethereum and BTC, and BCH is actually outperforming all three of them, Okay. Now, one thing that we must understand is in this market, you want to be sure to not get too greedy and just pick something because it's, flying really high, right? You also want to be able to curb your downside risk by diversifying your risk in terms of, say, something like this. Okay, so let me show you guys a trade that I gave to our community just a little while back, and you're getting this trade for free, so do enjoy, because I don't do this that often. A majority of my time and my work goes to our Cryptosomnia community. So I had told people yesterday that I was looking at LTC to break above this descending parallel channel, descending falling wedge, right? Once LTC broke out, now I was looking for a surefire sign that LTC is actually going to keep moving. Okay. Now everyone says that, oh well, why didn't you just buy at $70 or when it was low? Guys, I have no idea what the market is going to do. Okay, I'm humble enough to state that I don't know everything. Okay, now I know there's a lot of people out there who are going to claim that they do. They know exactly where the market is going, but I just don't. Okay, and so I'm going to trade the middle, where the most successful traders win. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, first things first, I saw that descending trend line that I just showed you guys, right? Descending parallel channel, falling wedge, whatever you want to call it. It broke out after these two candles right here, and I started considering LTC right around that $75 range, okay? I couldn't get into it because it was already floating pretty high, around 77, 78, so I was waiting for a pullback, okay? I didn't see a pullback. No worries, okay? I'm going to try to figure out some way to gain exposure to the market and this particular asset, so what do? Well, I'm just going to wait till this daily closes, okay? Because, guys, sometimes what happens is, you'll have a big daily candle that looks really sharp for the first 5 or 6 hours, and then it'll just retrace like 70% of the way. While you probably got caught up here, right? Buying way at the top, and then you basically get panic, you panic and you sell way down here when it's going to retrace. Now, what this told me was, okay, well, LTC closed a very strong daily candle, okay? Also, it had been retracing and pulling back for almost a good week or two, okay? Because it almost hit a $100 high, right? And then it came down all the way to, I think, $65 or so. So it broke out of here. I watched the daily close, and then we just got some exposure right around $79 or so. Okay, so if you don't believe me, again, come join our Cryptosomnia community, and you can see all these calls in our short-term community. Short-term sub-channels, medium-term, long-term, and then I also provide Bitcoin analysis, every single day, multiple updates through the day. Okay, so point is, guys, don't worry about missing these big jumps. You will always have opportunities, just around the corner. Whether it's BTC or LTC or something else, technicals will always, if you follow technicals properly, that is, you will always have a good opportunity to make some good money in the market. All right. So don't FOMO just because other people are foaming. Remember, those are the people that are the first to get their account cleaned out. Okay, the people who are patient and wait patiently in the market and trade the middle, meaning that they don't try to buy the bottom and they don't try to sell the top, those are the people that are going to essentially be the most successful in this market. All right. So with that being said, LTC, we just entered right around $79 and some change. So I'm hoping to take this trade up to the top of this channel, and if that breaks out, I'm hoping to close out some of my position right around $84 or so, 84 and let's just say 85 just to be safe. So we got some exposure right here, here to here. That's about a 6 or 7% gain. Okay, I'm pretty sure we could hit this level in the next 24 to 48 hours. But then beyond that, my other level to hit is that previous high right there. That wick right around close to 100. Probably not going to drive it all the way there, but I'll probably sell somewhere, say $95 to $97 range. that's about a 20 to 22% gain, as you can see, okay? So this is how I get exposure to the market, by not directly trading BTC, but rather trading some alts that are going to give me better returns than BTC, okay? This is known as the positive hedging, okay? The reason you do this is because you have figured out that there are certain assets that move with the leader of the market, so in this case Bitcoin. And this means that, as you can see, so I pulled up a correlations chart, right? And for the most part, I mean, correlations wise, BTC and Ethereum are very, high strung and very similar. So all this does is count the transaction counts, block size, and number of tweets. But for the most part, majority of alts move directly with BTC, okay? And so one thing we've realized is, actually, that might not be the best chart. I think a good chart is this right here. Okay, let me show you guys real quick, because it didn't show the best correlation on that one. But let me show you guys this one, coinmetrics.io. This is probably my favorite website to go to for good analytics and data. All right, so here's a correlations chart right here that you're going to see. As you can see, we are comparing BTC to LTC. Now remember, a positive correlation, a high correlation, is anywhere between, say 0.8 to 1.0. A negative correlation is negative 0.8 to negative 0.1. A non-correlation is anywhere between negative 0.2 and say 0.2. Okay, anywhere near zero, if that makes you feel better. Okay, so for the most part, we know LTC is essentially moving almost step to step with BTC. So this is how we get some exposure to LTC. We buy into LTC because we know that BTC has been doing exceedingly well, right? Why do we know BTC has been doing well? Well, if you've been watching my analysis on YouTube, or if you're part of our Cryptosomnia community, you know that I've been stating from way back here that, hey, we're looking good, okay? We have these higher lows, right? And then we had this big spike up of this $100 million buyer who bought across 3 different exchanges. And then we started creating this high right here, this higher high right here, another higher high, and now today and yesterday we're getting another higher high. Okay, so what does this tell us? This means that BTC overwhelmingly is looking bullish, okay? But again, there's a lot more under the hood that I want to uncover, but for now, I'm going to just leave it at that, okay? BTC is looking very bullish, okay? And so that's why I want to get some exposure to LTC, and another one is BCH. So do take an eye on this, keep an eye on this. What's up, Terminal Time? What's up, Johnny B? Hope you guys are enjoying this analysis, and yeah, I'll get to BCH in a second. That was our other call in our community. We got in right around 300 or so, 299. And as you can see, BCH also broke this level that I was hoping that would get broken, right around 290, 291. And now that that's broken, guys, I mean, some of the levels that I see BCH hitting are these right here. Okay, so from here, let's just say we bought in, right now, 299. First level is right here, 333, about 11%. Beyond that, it's all the way to 390 or so. So that's about a 30% gain. Okay, so look out for this. Come back, give us a shout out in the community if you're just watching this for free. But come join our community for more information on calls like this. Trust me, guys. We make some great technicals in terms of trades, and I provide all my information on what I'm trading to our community. So come join. So anyway, BCH is going to more than likely pump up to this 330 level if it keeps moving, and 390 will probably be the top if BTC starts coming down. Okay, so now let's discuss BTC. Okay, let's discuss some of the things that are happening with BTC. All right, so first things first, let's discuss the RSI. Okay, so everybody likes to look at the RSI, trying to understand what the overbought and oversold levels are. What exactly is the volume analysis showing us? So let's look at it this way. All right, RSI is now coming to some very critical levels, right? So first things first, RSI had this lower high right here, but look, the RSI of BTC broke past that, and now we're looking at this part of the RSI right here to be broken, okay? So 75 points on the RSI must be broken for BTC to establish, or rather invalidate a bearish divergence. Again, a bearish divergence is when price makes a higher high like that, and the oscillator, like the RSI, makes a lower high like that, okay? That's why it's called bearish divergence, because price it's actually moving on up just fine. However, your indicators are topped off. They're telling you and screaming that, hey, you are far too overextended. You need to calm down, come back to earth, chill out just a little bit, and then head back up, okay? That's exactly what these oscillators are anyway, guys, all right? Unfortunately, sometimes you can't tell this in just watching the price, because your emotions and your, I don't know, your FOMO, I guess, will cloud your judgment. And so that's why we look at some of these indicators to give us a better idea of exactly what's happening, okay? Now that we've looked at the RSI, I'd also stated on this chart that I posted to my community a couple of weeks ago, right? I made up this chart somewhere around the middle of April, and I stated that, once this level is broken right here, this $5,400 level, once it's broken successfully, more than likely we're going to climb up to this $5,600 area. And if that's broken, more than likely beyond that, we're definitely going to climb up to 5,800, okay? 5,800 is where things get interesting. Probably closer to like 5,900, 6,000, but 5,800 is really unique because here's why, all right? Here, do you guys see this, this supply zone right here, this order block right here? So the way we create order blocks, guys, is we look at the one Lone Star, green candle in a sea of red candles. Why? Because this is where essentially the sellers, rather the buyers from this end, are now sellers over here, okay? So when there's these buyers who bought right here, but then price dumped on them, more than likely these buyers right here are probably sitting here in the same area wanting to get out of their positions. Why? Because a majority of the time, guys, traders will want to exit their positions when they're break even, especially when they've been down from here, November, all the way into December, January, March, February, March, and now April, and now coming into May. Okay, so they got to sell after 4 or 5 months. Okay, so after 5 months, they get to break even. That means that they're definitely going to want to sell right here, and they pretty much already have. So what this means is the bulls in this region right here have essentially absorbed all the sellers that were selling from back here who were previous buyers. Now we're breaking up and beyond that, okay? Things get really interesting in this area right here, okay? This is essentially, your next order block that you need to consider, all right? Here we have another set of, buyers, right, at this bottom right here, okay? So here's that next bottom, right around $5,800, okay? As you can see, that big red line, let's make it black actually, okay? As you can see, that big black line right there, that marks the bottom right near June, okay? Which also coincidentally comes to the bottom of this February dump that we had in 2018, right? So what that means is we're essentially going to face resistance the same way like we did right here, okay? We're going to hit this level, come really close to it, and hit a massive amount of people who have been waiting months to basically, break even, right? So some of these guys They might have bought here, not sold in any of this, and have been waiting 5, 6, 7, 8 months now to get even on their positions because they've been underwater, right? So now in 5,800 all the way probably till, I don't know, 6,600 or so, there's going to be all these sellers, okay? Now, supply and demand economics will tell you that if there are more sellers than buyers, what's going to happen, guys? Price is going to dump, okay? If there are not enough buyers to absorb the supply, that means that people are going to want to essentially either market sell or keep forcing price at lower and lower prices. So, the buyers will want to pick up the asset at lower and lower prices. But if there's just not enough buyers, well, what's going to happen? Well, the market is going to keep, dumping, right? So my prediction is this: when price sort of, gets up to this 5,800 to 6,500, 6,600 region, we're going to face significant resistance. Okay, so what that means is we're essentially going to be hitting a lot of, sellers. We're going to want to sell their Bitcoin. Now that also maps out really well with our Elliott wave count. Okay. By the way, guys, I hope you're enjoying this analysis. Give me a thumbs up, if you are enjoying this. I put in a lot of time. I put in a lot of effort on this kind of stuff. And I would really appreciate if you guys give us a shout out, if you come join our community, or if you, want to have a one-on-one session with me, okay? So here's that, same resistance that I was telling you guys about, right? Now let's go to Elliott wave counts, okay? Here's how Elliott wave counts will work. Here's the start of the one wave right there. Here's the bottom of the two. Here's probably the top of the three right there. Okay, here's that four. And here we're starting to end that fifth. Okay, so this fifth is probably going to be ending somewhere between 5,800 and 6,500 or so. Okay, so let's just say somewhere in the middle. Let's just say 61, 6,200. Okay, so what exactly is going to happen in this region, and why do we sort of predict that? Well, let's take a look at this. Okay, let's turn on the volume real quick. All right, well, what do you see by this volume right now? Okay, well, one thing I can clearly see is volume after the third wave has been going down, right? I'm not making this up, guys. This is exactly what's happening to the volume, right? I don't have any emotional bias. I don't care if BTC goes up, down, sideways. I'm going to try to figure out some way to make money in this market. And my job is to just inform you guys of how I'm doing that, right? So what I see in terms of volume analysis is volume is essentially going down, okay? Now let me show you another thing. Here is the stockcharts.com website that explains what exactly happens near the end of the fifth wave, okay? Fifth waves tend to be less dynamic and display slower speed of price change than the previous waves. So meaning that, usually the third wave is the biggest and the most, rapidly fast-moving wave. Fourth wave is a fairly fast one, and the fifth wave is kind of like a slow drag. Prices aren't really moving that, up that much like the fifth wave. And you can see that they will usually be accompanied by lesser volume and breadth, meaning exactly what we're seeing. Oh shit, I just closed out of it. Well, anyway, let me go to this chart right here and show you guys again, okay? I apologize for that. I don't know why I closed out of it. But for the most part, as you can see, when we do that Elliott wave count, right? Let me pull that up right here. Okay. So here's that 1, 2, 3, 4. Fifth wave is ending somewhere up there, right? So let's just say, we're going to end it right around, say, 6,100, 6,200. Okay, you can see the volume is declining, and you can see the fifth wave essentially says the same thing, accompanied by lesser volume and breadth, right? So what happens after that? All right, well, let me show you. Okay, so after a fifth wave is complete, guys, usually there's a corrective wave. It's either the ABC corrective wave or ABCDE sometimes. So let's just say we drop off from here, okay? Usually price will try to hit back all the way to 50% retrace of this entire, Elliott wave structure, okay? So meaning that if we catch, say, the bottom, all right, let me hide the volume real quick. All right. So let's do this. Okay. So if we're trying to map out the 618 retrace of this entire Elliott wave move from here, say the top is right around, say 6,200, just to be safe, right? So where does that take us in terms of 50 or 618 Fibonacci? Well, that takes us right around 4,700 or almost to 4,300. 4,300 would actually be really interesting because that comes right near the top of where this resistance was, right? We hit this resistance in December, hit it again in January, hit it again in February, hit it again right in this area right here in March, and then finally rip right through it in April. So 618 Fibonacci in that area would almost be perfect for this ABC corrective wave structure. And ABCs work like this, okay? Here's the ending of the fifth. Here's the start of the A. The B usually likes to come up close to, that fifth wave, but like almost, let's just say halfway to 3/4 of the way. So we'll probably come back up maybe till 56, 5,700, okay? So right there. And then the C wave feels like almost a panic attack, guys. It's literally like, it feels like your heart is gonna jump out of your chest the way prices are falling, okay? And it's really fast, really strong, and you feel like the market is gonna end. And so then it just stops, and then it just moves sideways right around this region, okay? Probably I'm not saying C wave is definitely going to end there, but I'm saying that of this move from 3,100 to this top, if we're assuming the top is 6,250, that wave of ABC corrective wave is probably going to end somewhere around between 50 fib and a 618 fib. So that comes up to say $4,200 to $4,300. Okay, so you can see how the volume is telling you that the Elliott wave count is pretty much tapped out. And here's another thing. Okay, this is the NVT ratio. It's the network value to transaction ratio. So what exactly is that? Well, all this says is what exactly is the network activity happening on the blockchain divided by the market cap to give us a good valuation of the price, right? So meaning you could see all these red markers right here, right? This means that the NVT is telling you that we are in a quote unquote overbought condition in terms of how the NVT measures things, okay? It's just saying that things are really overvalued, meaning that in terms of what's happening on the blockchain, of how the prices are moving and the transactions are moving, NVT is telling you that there's really not a whole lot of activity happening on the blockchain compared to how high the price is, okay? So one or the other is too high or too low. And this is telling you that, hey, we are way too overextended. It's time to consider closing out your positions or really trimming them down, okay? So in this case, you can see that this has happened over here in July where the market dumped. You can see that it happened here right at the top in September where the market dumped again, and all through this entire region of September and October and November, and then the market just finally dumped, okay? And even over here, guys, check this out. The top of the bull market, NVT was already telling you, hey, this price does not justify what's happening in terms of the on-chain transaction value, okay? There's not enough movement in the Bitcoin network to justify prices this high. So if this is telling you that this was the high and then prices dumped, this is pretty much the high and then prices dumped, and this was all the high and prices are going to dump because things are overvalued, well, what does this tell you? I mean, we're coming pretty close, guys. I'm not saying it's going to happen right away. I'm saying that we're coming pretty darn close, okay? So please do be careful. The NVT ratio that has been utilized for years is giving you the signal. So I'm definitely going to listen. But with that being said, I'm still going to have some exposure in the market that lets me know exactly if prices can give me, some positive exposure to some gains before BTC dumps. So that's why I picked LTC and BCH, okay? And there's a lot of other alts that I'm watching. So for example, TRX is one of them. TRX has been, basically shitting the bed, guys. I'm almost certain that it's going to meet this ascending trend line right here. You can see TRX met this in August 2018, met it in November 2018, and now it's coming pretty close to meeting that trend line again right here in May as well, okay? So you can see that prices are going to come pretty close in terms of TRX to high 300s if you're looking to buy into that area. But I want to see a successful bounce off it before I get in. Here's something that I mentioned to my community a few days ago, which was the crypto market cap total, but that excludes BTC, okay? We see this big trend line happening in the crypto market cap, and then we see this fan trend line, which is, a higher incline in terms of the market cap, okay? So price is actually trying to, in terms of the market cap, break out of this descending channel right here. But if this breaks, I more than likely see the crypto market cap coming down all the way to 62 billion, or maybe the bottom somewhere around 59 to 58 billion, okay? Currently we're at about 77 billion, all right? So you can see that that's a pretty hefty drop if we do drop from here. From here to here, that's about a 15 to 20% drop. Are you, prepared for a 20% drop in most of your alts? I don't know, guys. I mean, I would definitely be careful if I were in some alt trades, right? So this is why, in our community, whenever I do sort of give out information about trades that I'm doing, I don't go heavy into one trade. Okay, you can see right here, I stated that I'm going to be allocating 10% of my trading capital to LTC. Okay, I'm allocating 10%. BCH is I'm adding 5% of my trading capital. So you can see 85% I'm still in cash. Why? Because I see a majority of the signals in the market not giving me really positive signs. All right. I'm not in the business of trading just to trade, guys. Capital preservation is the number one rule that you want to follow. All right. And number two, then you grow your capital. But if you don't have any capital to start off with, how the hell are you going to grow it? Right. So this is why, I state that please be careful in this market. Things are looking really bullish. All the sentiment indicators of what I follow, whether it's people on Twitter, the bots that I have plugged in to read sentiment, Reddit, everyone and their mother is talking about crypto, taking off to new highs. This is usually where I start getting a little scared. All right. So I do expect a retrace at the end of this fifth wave. I still do think that there's, somewhat of a movement left in the fifth wave. So I'm not saying that 5,800 is a high. I'm probably going to say somewhere between, 6,000 and 6,500 is probably going to be the top. I've explained multiple reasons of why so far, so I hope that helps. But again, guys, you can go on stockcharts.com, look up, this fifth wave stuff. I'm not making this up. I've been doing this for a while, and trust me, guys, when the market gives you signals of exhaustion like this, take it in stride, okay? You're going to want to listen, because the market and technicals are the only objective thing that have no emotions, no sort of agenda to tell you something that you want to hear or don't want to hear, right? So this is why I'm so in love with technicals, because there's really no emotion in it, that the markets is going to do what it's going to do. The technicals are going to do what they're, going to do. And then you can reason whatever signals you want from it, right? So this is why you have to be sure that you follow the right people in the space. If it's not me, someone who actually knows what they're talking about, okay? Johnny B says ETH is looking really weak. You're right, man. Check this out, right? So here's Ethereum sort of dumping off a lot farther than BTC, LTC, and BCH. Okay, Ethereum has been trapped in this descending trend line right here for quite a while, and it's just really struggling, as you can see. So every time it tries to like poke up out of it, it gets rejected by a lot of sellers. It's really trying again, but for the most part, it's really struggling. So I would not be surprised if Ethereum sort of curls back around and moves sideways against this descending trend line. But LTC and BCH, as I pointed out earlier, these are the trades that I'm in right now. Okay, I got in right around 79, and I'm hoping to take this trade up to 84 and some change, and then possibly 100. And then BCH is the same way. I'm hoping I got in around 300, so I'm hoping to take this trade. Oh, we're already up. Okay, from 300 to 305. Let's see how much we're up. Okay, so that's about a good 1.5%, 1.7%. That's in less than 2 hours, guys. So I expect BCH to move up to this 333 target first, and then hopefully come back up towards this 391 target that I have set. Okay. Umiko's World says, I am still waiting for a retest of 3K and go below it. Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not saying that it can't happen, but if the bulls are strong enough to essentially hold up 5K for so long, I'm really contemplating if the bears will have enough pressure to bring prices down past this area right here, which is the $4,000 to $4,300 area. 4,500, guys, is the region that you need to be targeting if prices come down. I stated multiple reasons why, because on the reverse fib to the downside, we're definitely going to see a lot of confluence at the mid $4,000 level. Okay. Over here, we also see the 200 moving average, somewhere floating around $3,500, $3,600. We've tested it once right here, twice right there. And if we test it a third time, we'll probably meet it in the next couple of weeks. That would mean that prices of, the 200 moving average are probably going to be around $3,800 to $3,900. So at most, price could come down there. If prices do come down, with a sharp, almost debilitating blow, they could drop down past 3,100 all the way down to this block of 1,200 to 1,900. But guys, I think that's just going to be like a really sharp wick for a day, and then prices are just going to skyrocket up because there's no way that there's enough. There's definitely going to be a lot of interest in this area way down here, and I mean down here in this 3,000 and below region, that I highly doubt that it's not going to get bought up real quick. Okay, so if you are waiting for that region, you're basically working against some of the smartest and the fastest bots and traders. So do be careful. Okay. Johnny B says just hit 5830. Yeah, man. BTC is climbing pretty hard. It wants to sort of head towards that $5,900, $6,000 area, and I don't think that it wants to sort of let up until it gets there. Even on the weekly chart, prices look really good. The chart looks really, really good. and it looks almost destined to hit the $6,000 region, as you can see, right? But again, the NVT ratio is telling you that prices are really far overextended. You know, this price does not justify it, okay? So I'm a little bit careful. And then, you know, the fifth wave, what I just discussed earlier, lesser volume coming out on the fifth wave. So two big signals already telling me that even if I'm in the market, please do not expose yourself too much in terms of your trading capital. Okay, so guys, you know, I'm not smarter than the technicals and years and decades of technical work that has gone in this industry in terms of financial markets. So I'm going to listen to what, you know, what has been taught for decades, right? And I hope you do too. Zach Jones says, good advice on alts. Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Bill Guerra, what's up, man? How you doing? Let's go, Vin. What's up, Jackie? What's up, Icon? I hope everyone's doing well. Please do smash the thumbs up. Again, guys, come join our Bitcoin, Crypto Somniac community. Daily analysis for BTC, you know, calls in our short-term, medium-term, long-term channels. I will show you guys one of our long-term calls that we just added a couple days ago. Here is Tezos, right? I know everybody's been talking about Tezos, but you know, I usually am somewhat late to the party, but it's not because, you know, I am kind of you know, FOMOing in or anything. I'm actually doing my research for a long period of time if I'm going to invest in something for the long term. Because if I'm going to invest in something for the long term, guys, you know, I don't want to think about buying and selling over and over for at least a year or 2 or 3 years. And Tezos is that company that sort of, you know, got me sold on their product by, you know, having some really strong investment cases, as well as just fundamentals that really are going to challenge EOS and Ethereum to essentially, you know, want to do better. And I think Tezos is definitely going to take a lot of market share away from them. So I might as well hedge my bets in terms of Tezos, and you know, trying to think that if it does take away some market share away from Ethereum and EOS, I might be in good standing a couple of years from now, right? All right. This is essentially all I have, folks. We are still, you know, looking like we have this big, you know, high pointed flag. We are hitting the top of this channel right here. Every time we've hit the top, we've come back down again. Unless we extend past this greatly, say, you know, in the next couple of hours, you know, it's going to look really interesting in terms of BTC being so high up with the NVT pointed high, the RSI potentially making a bearish divergence. So all these signals are telling me that BTC needs to either calm down or, you know, there's going to be some big selling and some big pullbacks in its way. All right. Store and Trust Wallet, XTZ2. All right. Awesome. JK says the Batman. What's up, man? Which exchange to buy Tezos? I actually bought Tezos on HitBTC. Okay. I bought it on right there, HitBTC. Oh, guys, again, this is my Deribit options trading account. I have multiple accounts on here, each of which has a different amount of BTC on here for different position styles, right? So for this one, I use this particularly on the close range options, longs only. I actually just closed an option with about 150% gain. Again, guys, everything that I say in this, none of this is financial advice, so please don't trade based on how I trade. I'm here to just educate and teach you guys exactly how I do things. So hopefully you listen and you learn something, and if you apply that, you may make some money, right? But again, I'm not trying to tell you advice either to buy or sell. I'm just telling you that this is what I do, and I make some good, consistent money off of it, okay? And you could see this in my channel, right, guys? Crypto Somniac right there, Moon Lounge. And here's the gains review channel right there. You can see someone who followed my call option right there, and you can see he or she made 110% profit, right? So trust me when I say this, I know what I'm doing in the space, and a majority of people may not, but I lay low, guys. I'm not on crypto Twitter. You'll never see me on there. I'm not on Reddit. I usually just kind of stick to my community. I give them everything that I have in terms of knowledge, experience, and my information of trades, and I'm happy with that, okay? Because I have a really awesome community, and they're really supportive people, and I hope you guys come join and see exactly what our community is about. So usually, on any given day, we have 40 to 50 people active. Today is a Friday night. We still have about 30 people in this channel. It's a pretty vibrant community. Over here in the free lounge, we have about 88 people, but close to like 600 to 700 people on any given week. So you could see our community is really active and vibrant, guys. We have a lot of information. I have an education channel where I put up all kinds of videos, analysis that I'm reading, what platforms I use, YouTube videos for you guys to watch, correlation charts like I showed you earlier, which Twitter accounts to follow. So this isn't like your average, crypto signal Discord. This is really a holistic sort of educational group, okay? Unknown asked, does Deribit crash like BitMEX? I have never seen Deribit crash. They actually have an amazing algorithm where their network capacity is very dynamic and they can take on a lot of network load without crashing. So it's really amazing, guys. We do have a margin trading channel as well right there. We have leverage trading calls. Again, none of this is financial advice. We just tell you guys what we're going to do, and if you want to follow, you can follow. Okay. Hey, what's up, Desmond? Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Thank you for popping in. So, guys, coinmetrics.io is where I go for correlations. You can go to stockcharts.com for more information. TradingView is what I use as a platform for looking up, technicals in terms of chart analysis and data, sometimes investing.com and sometimes MT4. I don't really like MetaTrader because sometimes they pull from Bitfinex, and Bitfinex, as you guys know, as of late has been clearly far extended in terms of BTC Coinbase prices or Bitstamp prices. So really not a big fan of that. With that being said, this weekly candle is ending in about, I think, 2 days, okay? And if this closes as is right near 6,000, I would probably say we could expect a pretty deeper pullback, like I stated earlier. One, because of my NVT ratio signal being really overvalued. Two, because I stated that if this is, that's ABC corrective wave. Let's go to, here's wave 1, 2, 3, 4. And if this is wave 5 right here, guys, on the 5th wave, if you see volume declining, more than likely, you're probably getting ready for a pretty deep pullback in terms of this ABC corrective wave that I just showed earlier. So just like this. So let me delete this one right here. And as you can see, 5th wave ends right there. If it does, right, anywhere between 6,000 and 6,500, ABC pullback is going to take us all the way down to, at the very least, 4,700. Somewhere in the middle, probably like 42, 4,300. And a very, very deep pullback might take us somewhere between 3,700 or maybe even that previous low of $3,100. Okay, so do be careful. Trading in this market is not easy, guys, and I know making money consistently, making gains consistently, even learning how to trade is really hard. So that's why I've sort of created this community to help everyone understand how to trade, when to take profits, when to set your stops. and when to get out. Okay, and as great as the market is looking, you can see my position breakdown is this. You see it right here. I'm pretty transparent, guys. 10% in LTC right now, 5% in BCH, 85% in cash. That's how I'm trading it. Okay, you know my strategy, you know what I'm about. You can see my gains reviews right here. So what are you waiting for? Come join our community, guys. www.cryptosomniac.com. The link is right below in the description. Come join cryptosomniac.com. Go to the products page right here, and you will see a tab for Cryptosomniac Advantage. Click on this, come join the community, and you will see, some really, you will see your money be worth, spending in this community. Okay, I promise you. Okay, as you can see, people are constantly giving us shout outs on, to date, I'm up 6% on AMB, 22% on Tezos, 25% on BAT. So, there's 15%, 19%, 21%, 32%. You can see everyone is making some decent gains, guys. So I hope you come join, and I hope you have an amazing Friday night and a wonderful weekend. Please go spend some time with your family, and take care of yourself, okay? Take care of yourself in this market. Don't FOMO. Come join our community and ask questions, all right? We're here to teach, and I hope you're here to learn, all right? That's all I got, folks. Cheers. Have a great night, and I'll see you guys in the community in the morning, I hope. All right? Cheers.